Hey guys! Welcome back to Sonic 3 Knuckles! And it's just me today, guys. Charles is busy with some stuff, so you guys just have me. Hope you guys don't mind. Last time we did Ice Cap, and now we're on to Launch Base. Yeah, an okay level for me, like, I don't mind it. It's not one of my favorites. Like I mentioned in the last episode, like, this level's quite a bit of a challenge if you don't have Supersonic. But if you have Supersonic, yeah, it's just really make mincemeat out of it. But there's a funny thing about the Act 2 boss that I'm going to talk to you guys about, for you guys that don't know. Oh god. Yeah, it's pretty much recommended that once you get enough rings that you turn to Supersonic, even though I don't want to do that, I want to save up on rings first. I guess that's not gonna happen. God's sake. And oh yeah, and there's a visual glitch that I mentioned in a previous episode. I think I'm not sure if it was the 4th episode or the 5th, but Supersonic has a weird bit of an unusual texture glitch in here. If you activate them on the water, a little weird. Let's see if I can show you guys. Because I read up on it, and it did intrigue me, and then I tried it out, I was like, wait, what? Now there is... we can open this. I just need to remember where. Oh, it's right here. Now we can't go that pathway anymore, so we have to go... oh, thank you. We have to take the, this here. Because you guys see, this path's blocked off. However, if you have Hypersonic, it is, with his, kind of like, dash ability, it is possible to phase through those barriers. Yeah. It's a little tricky, but I have done it before. I bet there's, like, some players out there that can do it no problem. Poor Tails. I feel bad for the poor guy. What the hell was that? That was a glitch. I swear I never saw that before. That was funny. This is a bouncing square. This is a bouncing black. No, it's a rectangle. It didn't make any sense. What the hell? Oh, whoops. I mean to do that. And give him a couple of corrects. It doesn't give him any. It doesn't do any damage to them, but it's kind of funny. And the funny thing is, if you leave this up where it is, it's noticeable if you have Tails. It's like you can literally like fly up to it, and it stays there. It's weird. You literally just like see the elevator thing floating. Get out of here, Eggman. I forget where this boss is going. Well, to be fair, I'm not really the one to know a lot of the boss's names. I know a few of the bad names. Especially one in this one. Yeah, I wonder why. I forgot we actually had that. And when I found it, it was like... It was really cool because, say... It was like I said, like... Those manuals, like, back in the day... Back when this game was originally released and stuff... That's all we had. Like, we didn't have any tutorials. We didn't have any... like, in-game storyline or anything like that. All we had was a little synopsis of what was like basically what's going to lead up to the game. A enemy list or a few pages of enemies. And that's it. And like, well, or I should say a little story synopsis. Enemy name, or a few pages of enemy names, item names, controls, stage names, and that's it. That's literally all we had. And also a place to put like high scores and stuff, but yeah, no tutorial. We had to go in with whatever we could. And that was like whatever we gained had to be gained through practice. Now, I'm not knocking tutorials off by any means. No, I'm not knocking tutorials. Because there's actually a lot of, quite a few games I got off of Steam. There's a few games I got off Steam that does have tutorials into them, and I will be honest, it does help out. But one thing I will say that does kind of annoy me is when the tutorials become hand-holding. It basically like just guiding you through everything in the game, telling you what each individual thing does. Like, it's a little much. Like, if you have a few levels, basically, if you have a few levels of just a tutorial describing everything, that's actually tied in with the main game. That's a little annoying, if I must be honest. But like, if the tutorial is kind of like a side thing, kind of like an optional level, then I don't mind as much. I'll see if I can pull this off. I missed it. Unless the glitch is fixed. I think it only applies for Sonic 3. Because one thing I noticed with S3 and K, like, some of the glitches with just like the Sonic 3 standalone game are fixed. Because there are things that I can do in regular Sonic 3 I can't do in this. So there's one glitch that I like to do. I forget what stage it is. Oh, Hydra City! If you beat the boss, you can, was it before the... No, if you beat the bosses when you're underwater, you basically, you look like this. This is what happens, like, you're still glowing, like you're still supersonic, but you're not supersonic. You don't, like, the spikes are not longer. You're just normal like this. And the cool thing is, like, Sonic's name and stuff like is even flashing gold. It's really cool, but you can't do it in this because the bug is fixed. Well, I can't really say it's a bug, but the glitch is fixed. Because, but you guys don't know, Sonic & Knuckles is using a modified version of Sonic 3's engine, and I think that has like some of the glitches fixed in it. So some of the glitches that you can do in Sonic 3 that you like to do, you can't do it in this because this is using. That was weird. I pressed down when I did that. That was weird. But yeah, like I was saying, like some of the glitches you could do in Sonic 3, you can't do it in this. Oh yeah, you guys watch. Let's see if I can do it here. Why does it let me do it? At the start of the fight, it is possible to get up where Eggman is and just beat the crap out of him. Now, there's one key difference here. If this was regular Sonic 3, the clock would still keep going. This will be an automated scene. This would be a full-on cutscene, so all this will be happening. So the clock will still be going, you'll still be in your super form. So one thing I'm going to recommend, if you guys are playing the stock Sonic 3 version, either try and beat Eggman without Super Sonic, which is possible to do, especially with that little glitch where you can get up onto that ledge, or get yourself enough rings so you can go to this boss and go to this whole cutscene and make it to the, not only like the rocket boss, but also Big Arm. That's one thing I honestly recommend. Because one thing I honestly say about Big Arm, Super Sonic makes it into a joke. Well, I mean, you still have to be careful because Big Arm can knock you out of your super form. But as long as you keep on hitting him in the head, you're fine. As long as you keep jumping over him and hit him in the head, you're fine. So it's just 3% fun. And I want to show you guys just how much like Super Sonic turns this boss into a, well, or I should say, well, not really Super Sonic, just watch. I'm about to turn this boss into a joke. Watch. If I could do this on Super Sonic, that'd be impressive. That whole first section gone. And now he's about to get reamed. Yeah, I literally just had to stand there and do nothing. And the like the little things there next to the time bonuses and stuff, even they will be flesh and bone because all the blue that you guys see there in the score screen, that's how tight Sonic's palette. So if if Sonic is super, that changes respectively. Pretty cool. And this marks the end of the Sonic 3 portion of this game. Normally the Death Egg will actually just explode. But this isn't Sonic 3, this is Sonic 3 Knuckles. So that's good enough to do for this time, guys. Next time we're going to be heading on to Mushroom Hill and we'll be starting off the Sonic and Knuckles portion of this game. And there's a little something I found out about Mushroom Hill that I'm going to let you guys know about in the next episode that we do. But for now, use your high perform and the like button if you guys enjoyed. Support us on Patreon and check out our Discord server description below. See you in the next one. Later, guys. We'll actually be coming up on another one of my favorite levels soon. But you guys gonna have to wait for that. Sorry.